Hello everybody! If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 543, The Time Traveller's Choice. Intermediate. In the year 2045, technology had changed the world. People could travel not just across the globe, but also through time. This incredible invention, created by a brilliant scientist named Dr. Emily Hart, allowed individuals to visit any moment in history. However, there were rules. Travelers could not change the past. They could only observe. One day, a man named Tom decided to try time travel. He was a history teacher who loved stories about the past. Tom had always dreamed of witnessing the signing of the Magna Carta in 1215. After a long day at school, he purchased a ticket for the time machine. On the day of the journey, Tom arrived at the time travel facility. It was large and shiny, looking like something from a science fiction movie. He felt nervous yet excited as he entered the machine. Dr. Hart herself explained how to operate the device. "Remember, Tom, you are just an observer. Enjoy the experience, but don't interact with anyone," she warned. With a whoosh and a bright flash, Tom found himself standing in a meadow in England. The air was fresh and he could hear birds singing. In the distance, he saw a large group of people gathered around a wooden table. He quickly made his way toward them and realized with excitement that he was witnessing the moment when King John signed the Magna Carta. Tom felt a thrill as he watched the barons argue with the king. He noted how the barons looked worried but determined. He could see the king sweating as he made the important decision. It was a critical moment in history, and Tom felt lucky to be present. But something unexpected happened. As he was watching, a young man approached him. He looked confused and curious. "Who are you?" the young man asked. Tom froze. He remembered the rule. He must not interact. But the young man continued. "I've never seen you before. Are you a traveller? You don't look like a lord or a commoner." Tom's heart raced. He had not expected to be noticed. After a moment of hesitation, Tom realized he could help this young man. "I'm a traveller, yes," he said, "but I come from another time. I believe you are witnessing something very important right now." He nodded toward the table. The young man looked puzzled but intrigued. "What do you mean?" Tom explained. "Today your king is signing a document that will change the course of history. It will guarantee certain rights for the people." The young man seemed to understand a little. "Rights? What does that mean?" Tom tried to keep it simple. "It means that the king cannot just do whatever he wants. The people will have a say. It is a beginning of freedom." Suddenly, Tom felt a pull inside him, a feeling that he was meant to stay and help, but he knew he could not. "I must go now," he said, stepping back. "Remember this moment. It is important." With that, Tom activated the time machine in his pocket, and in another flash, he was back in the present. He felt a mixture of excitement and sadness. He had wanted to help, but he had also followed the rules. Tom returned to his classroom the next day. He stood in front of his students and felt inspired. He told them the story of the Magna Carta, how it started a movement for rights and freedoms. The students listened attentively, their eyes wide with interest. As he spoke, he understood that even though he couldn't change the past, he could educate his students about it. Their future would be shaped by the lessons of history, and through them, the legacy of the Magna Carta would live on. Tom smiled, feeling he had made the right choice after all. Vocabulary notes. Invention. Definition. The act of creating or designing something new. Example. This incredible invention, created by a brilliant scientist named Dr. Emily Hart, allowed individuals to visit any moment in history. Similar words: creation, innovation, discovery. Witnessing. Definition: the act of seeing something happen, especially an important event. Example: Tom had always dreamed of witnessing the signing of the Magna Carta in 1215. Similar words: observing, experiencing, seeing. Observer. Definition: a person who watches or notices something. Example: remember, Tom, you are just an observer. Enjoy the experience but don't interact. Similar words: spectator, watcher, bystander. Determine. Definition: to decide or conclude after consideration. Example: he could see the barons sweating as they made the important decision. Similar words: decide, resolve, conclude. Important. Definition: of great significance or value, not to be disregarded. Example: it was a critical moment in history, and Tom felt lucky to be present. Similar words: significant, crucial, essential. Puzzled. Definition: confused or unable to understand something. Example: the young man looked puzzled but intrigued. Similar words: confused, bewildered, perplexed. Rights. Definition: legal, social, or ethical principles of freedom or entitlement. Example: it means that the king cannot just do whatever he wants. The people will have a say. Similar words: freedoms, privileges, entitlements. Legacy. Definition: something handed down by a predecessor, often through history or tradition. Example: their future would be shaped by the lessons of history, and through them the legacy of the Magna Carta would live on. Similar words: heritage, tradition, inheritance. Activate. Definition: to make something active or operative. Example: Tom activated the time machine in his pocket, and in another flash he was back in the present. Similar words: start, trigger, initiate. Journey. Definition: the act of travelling from one place to another, often involving a long distance. Example: on the day of the journey, Tom arrived at the time travel facility. Similar words: trip, expedition, voyage. Story written by ChatGPT 4o Mini AI. Image created by Stable Diffusion XL 1.0 AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.